I finally unpacked everything from the fires.
It's March. It's April.
I didn't know if they were gonna start up again.
My God.
But anyways, I meant putting bed axe back where it belonged. I haven't got my guns back yet, but
Dude, you have so many guns.
Yeah.
She's got a fucking arsenal.
Really? So do
Yeah.
I. What kinds do you have?
I have 2 guns.
I have a rifle, a shotgun, and a handgun.
And so much ammunition.
It's one that my buddy gifted. I really don't know enough about them. I just know.
What kind of handgun?
That is like it's European. It's European. It's not American.
CZ?
It comes from. I think so. I think it comes from. Yeah. Anyways,
I have a 357.
Do you really? Nice. I
It's a goddamn hand
do you have
cannon.
a Smith & Wesson or
Yeah, it's a Smith & Wesson.
Ruger? Oh.
Smith & Wesson. No, it's a Ruger.
What else do you have?
Then I have another one that looks like a Colt 45, but it's a 22. And I got like the Western cowboy belt, so it's like a set. But
I've got a 44 lever action.
oh, nice.
I feel like you guys are just comparing penises at this point. How big's your gun? How big's your gun?
Keep doing it.
What does your gun
My
do?
fucking gun's huge. It's a big silver fucking gun. It's heavy as fuck. No,
This is
I want to go.
this is how you know you guys are not from here. Is this how we're really going to start the podcast today?
And I'm not even a big gun guy. But I have a gun. What? No.
I have a safe.
Oh, I don't have a safe. Like my brother lives in Virginia, has every gun, all the guns.
Because he's from
like
Virginia.
300 guns.
Because he's from Virginia.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is he
but
liberal or no?
No. Burns his garbage. He's off the
Burns
grid.
he's
Like
off
he's
the grid.
fucking. Oh yeah.
They'll never find
He's
me out
fucking
here.
MAGA dude. Big
Oh
time.
my God. This is not how we're starting the
No,
podcast.
no.
So cut this out.
It's rolling.
I know, but cut this out. Oh. Now, how do we really start this thing?
Guns.
Yeah, what are your favorite guns?
I hate working with 2 dudes. Truly, it is. I always find myself in these situations.
Well, before we were talking about you unpacking
That sounds like
from
a
the
you
fire.
problem, Jen.
I did. Yeah, I was saying before you
Because
know
it's in April and we had fires in January.
I unpacked from the fire.
So you finally unpacked.
So, but that just means like, but look, you just didn't know whether or not
I knew.
they were going to start back up.
Yeah, but that could be any moment.
No, we have a fire season for sure. There's a fire season in Florida. There's a hurricane season. There's seasons to natural disasters.
Right.
You have a
Which
pretty
we'll never
good
know about
indication.
again.
Earthquakes happen whenever the fuck they want. Those have no rhyme or reason.
There's been a lot of little earthquakes around.
There have been?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I just thought
I hope it's not building up to a big one.
I just thought I was having really bad vertigo. I even stopped looking them up. There was one the other night though, when I was over at Watch Duty's house, and it felt different in his building because he's got like one of those older buildings that's been retrofitted.
Okay.
So it just felt, and it was the one that we had like kind of late at night.
Yeah.
Where it just felt like a truck hit the side of the building.
Right.
You didn't feel any of it because you're at the base of
I
Runyon.
don't feel anything.
And it was like, at 10 p.m. at night.
Yeah,
or 10:30.
I remember getting the alert, or Tracy said there's just now an earthquake, but we never feel them.
It was a gnarly one, but it just felt like a truck slamming up on the side of the building.
Yeah.
But it's so funny because it happened so fast, and it wasn't one of those prolonged ones. It was just one of those bam.
Right.
That he clearly took a second to register what it was because he jumped up, put his hand on a box on the side of the bed,
Right.
and up popped his gun collection.
He's got like a fucking John Wick nightstand where it just fucking taps it and the guns come out
but it's
ready to fire.
Yeah, but it's controlled by his like palm. You know what I mean? Like it's registered to him, so only he can open it, which is pretty smart.
Right. Is he going to shoot the earthquake?
Exactly. He grabbed his gun, and I was like, bro, that was an earthquake. What are you going to do? Shoot the ground? This is so Florida. This is like when they send out those alerts in Texas, like, please don't shoot the tornado. Don't shoot the tornado. Don't shoot the natural disaster. It's going to come back and hit you in the face.
You're just going to make it angry.
But when he grabbed his gun, Eddie, it felt like when Kevin hears the UPS man outside.
Yeah.
It was just
Like, what are you going to do?
It was
What are you
such
gonna do,
an
UPS guy?
aggressive reaction to something that was like so benign.
That's hilarious.
But it was like, "Ah, ah, 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 ah." Please Put your gun away.
I can't believe he's got a nightstand where he's just like ready action, and he's.
You're more mad that he has the toy, that's something that's like cool,
Yeah,
that
it's
you're
kinda
like,
cool.
oh.
It's kind of cool.
How do you have
but
guns?
what-
I have a gun.
What?
Do you guys have guns?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Many.
But you don't have,
So many guns.
you're like, Jen, I have tattoos on both my hands. Of course I have guns.
I have a gun right now.
Please don't Plaxico Burris yourself, okay? I think, look, there's nothing wrong, and this is probably a hot take in Los Angeles. There's nothing wrong with owning guns as long as you're a
Nothing wrong with owning guns.
responsible gun owner.
There's nothing wrong with owning guns.
I think having a box that's only registered to open to your hand is
Yeah.
smart.
I just
No?
don't know, like, just the quick action of it. I don't know why.
Oh, it was fast.
I don't know why you need the
It
quick
was fast.
action.
It was like,
Does he have enemies? Like, why do you need it next to your bed? with
he's
the
a
quick
cop's
action?
kid, man.
Okay.
He's a cop's
I'm
kid.
a cop's kid.
Most men keep their guns next to their bed.
Mine's in my nightstand,
Exactly.
but it's not loaded.
So what's that
What are you
going to
gonna
do for
Throw it
you?
at someone?
Yeah. Get out of here.
What exactly? What are you going to do with an unloaded gun?
Well, I don't have it loaded because I have a kid in the house, and so
Your
for the longest
child is
time,
an adult at this
now
point.
he is. I just haven't, but like for the longest time, it's like I'm not gonna have a loaded
So
gun
wait,
in the house
walk me
'cause I don't want it
through
safe.
an invasion.
Yeah, how does it work?
I'm just fucking gonna die in the invasion. I'm not gonna. What am I gonna do? It's gonna be dark anyway. I'm gonna just fire a shot off at somebody. I'm not gonna hit him.
Oh.
That's
Yeah, I have
why
a
you
gun, I
need
just don't have
it.
it loaded.
Yeah, pistols are bad for that. That's
Well,
why.
it's a revolver, yeah, because you keep it like if you have like you can keep it in the magazine and then just pop it in
hang
there,
on.
right?
And then is it one of those ones where it spins out
Yeah,
like
it's a
the OK
revolver.
Corral? Okay, so you have to like pop it
It's a
out,
6-shooter.
spin it around,
Yeah.
and then load it
Pow, 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 pow. Butterfly.
Really?
It. Yeah.
like an arcade, Eddie.
Yeah.
You literally just did
It's a
it.
dirty hairy gun. It's a fucking Clint Eastwood dirty hairy gun. It's a big fucking hand cannon.
I have a couple.
But yeah, if you have like a 9mm, you just keep it in the magazine next to it and you just pop it in. So it's not
Yeah.
a loaded gun until you load it. But
Yeah, that's what
With
you're
a
supposed
revolver,
to
it's
do. Yeah,
difficult.
but you have to have your gun loaded, Eddie. You can't just have
don't.
you can't just have an empty gun. That's not going to
why,
do
the
you any
bullets
good.
are next to it.
You really thought this through logistically.
Dude, I'm not gonna do anything. No one's gonna break into my place.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. I mean, you never know.
If I had like something with a clip or a magazine, I would keep that. I'd keep the bullets in that next to the gun, but I'm not gonna keep it in a revolver.
I have a couple of different guns, but one of them is a shotgun, and it's so funny because I don't even know that one needs to be loaded. I think just the noise of a shotgun is enough to make someone
just
go,
the
nope.
pump of it. I'm out. Bye.
Like if they're coming up the stairs, I was watching a video like of a guy that like talks about this, where
Yeah.
it's like if you have stairs in your house, like people genuinely like they people who are going to break into a house don't
Yeah.
typically like to take houses that are more than one story because stairwells are like
I have the high ground.
exactly, it's anyone's game. You know what I mean? Like you're at a disadvantage coming up a stairwell. You know what I mean? So I thought that was interesting. This is the type of stuff that
Good to
women
know.
listen to.
Good to know.
This is what Tracy listens to the True
I
Crime
know. I
podcast
know.
for.
She has all this info.
But yeah, I thought it was just so crazy. But I unloaded all my stuff from the fires,
Yeah.
and that included I had to put Bed Axe back. So Bed Axe is officially
Where
back
was
under.
Bed Axe?
Bed Axe was in. I packed it. You don't know how bad stuff's gonna get around here. Bed Axe is a portable. My guns I put in a safe, but I
Yeah, Bed
removed.
Axe is readily
But
available.
because I was in an area that could have been affected by the fires,
Right.
I removed them because I was like, I don't want any of the artillery or anything like that to like go off.
Yeah, you
you
don't want the
know,
munitions
Like,
to
I don't
explode.
want.
Wait,
Yeah,
Wait, bed axe.
I have an
I
axe
thought you
next to
said
my
bed axe, like
No.
a pillow
No.
of your ex
No,
face on it or
I have
something.
an axe next to my bed,
She has a little hand axe she keeps
Oh.
under the bed.
which I found out is aggressive.
Slightly
Really?
aggressive.
Really?
Yeah.
You guys are having the same reaction that Watch Duty did when he saw it. He goes, "What do you need that for?"
Oh no, I've got a bed pitchfork that I.
I have a bed mace. Bed chucks.
There's nothing wrong.
I got bed chucks.
There's nothing wrong with women keeping something next to our bed that's easier for us to use.
Why
Yeah,
don't you
but-
why don't you just sleep in a tank?
I hate you guys.
But it's a little off-putting if you're with a woman
yeah,
and you start, you're newly sleeping in the same bed together.
that was his argument. He
And like,
goes,
I don't know how you sleep. I don't know if you sleepwalk. I don't even night terrors. You're
He
gonna grab
goes,
the bed axe and start
I'm
hacking
not gonna
away.
lie. He goes, I'm not gonna lie, Jen. He goes, seeing that thing made me a little nervous, and I was like, it should. But no, I was like, why did it make you
You
nervous?
seen Fatal Attraction?
But he goes, why did that make you nervous? And I was like, he goes, because like we're still in the getting to like know each
Right.
other.
I
Like,
don't know if you're a crazy
like
psycho
we've
or
only
not.
known each other for a couple of months.
Yeah.
So like, I don't
You
know.
know everything there is to know.
Yeah. And so he was like just admitting to me, he goes, I'm not gonna lie, I was
It's a little off-putting.
a little scared. He's like, it was harder to fall asleep that night for sure.
Can you imagine, Eddie? You're like staying at her house. You drop your keys off the bed. You look down and you see like random guns and a big, huge axe.
And a bear trap.
I feel like
What the fuck is happening?
whatever. I feel like
The fuck is
I
happening?
feel like if Keita saw that, he'd get a boner. What are you talking about?
Wow.
Were all these loaded?
Both can be true.
That's how I get my boners.
No, I mean when I was married to my ex, like he used to keep his baseball bat next to the bed, and I was like, that's not gonna hit anything. So like, I felt like this was a way more, like these are way better chances of success, an axe and guns.
All right, here's the question.
Yeah.
Because I'm a big lefty, but I am also a big 2A person.
Yeah, I believe in the second. I'm a lefty, but I
you
believe in the
can
second
be
amendment.
Now,
both.
You can be both.
Totally. No, the question is, when did you get your first firearm? If you're willing to
Well,
talk about it.
I grew up in Virginia. My dad was a cop and a hillbilly from West Virginia. So like I was firing guns when I was like 7, 8 years old. Like I've been around guns my whole life. So I got my first gun that I bought myself probably when I was 18 or 19.
I
Okay,
feel
so
like-
you've had
Younger
a
than
gun your whole
that.
adulthood.
Yeah, I've always been around guns.
I feel like it's more a rite of passage for dudes, especially dudes that grew up in certain areas. It's not for women. You know what I mean? I think
When did
I've
you
only-
get yours?
I've had mine since right before my divorce, you know, because I was by myself almost all the time, you know, and being by myself in a house was much scarier than being by myself in a gated
Well,
apartment.
apartment, there's usually
or-
one entrance. A house, it's like you're open, you're vulnerable from all sides of the house.
Exactly. So I felt like I needed
Yeah.
it.
An apartment, you're like, okay, they can only get in this way.
Because look, I mean, I also had a big dog, you know,
Yeah.
before I got divorced,
yeah.
and so I was like, one way or another. But people didn't know that big dog was a pussy.
No.
Yeah, that big dog was a big baby.
Yeah.
But it made a lot of noise, and it was 110 pounds. You know, it was a big dog. You know, but I just needed people to know because they would see me coming and going by myself all the time. That like, hey, don't fuck with her.
No.
You know?
If you're living in a house by yourself, especially as a woman in a city like this, yeah, you should have a gun
Yeah.
for sure.
So that was the main reason that I got it,
Yeah.
you know. So I've only had them a couple of years, but I have shot them before. I learned how to shoot guns with.
Well, you grew up in Florida, so
I didn't learn how to shoot in
Really?
Florida. I didn't. I learned how to shoot when I was. I mean, duck hunt. But I learned how to shoot when I was 28,
okay.
and I learned from, like videos that I was shooting for Fox. For
Oh,
Fox
really?
Sports. Yeah, they'd send me out to do like weird
And they
activities.
trained you how to shoot guns.
No. So they sent me to go interview a player on the Philadelphia Eagles, and he was like, let's go to a gun range and do our interview. And I was like, all right, whatever. So I learned how to shoot from a guy on the Philadelphia Eagles. And then they were like, she's actually pretty good at this. So then they sent me down to Texas to work with Dude Perfect. Do you know who Dude Perfect is?
No.
They go viral all the time for like trick shots and things like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
But they have like their own shooting gallery, like out in the middle of nowhere. And so like I went out to the shooting gallery, and that was a lot of fun.
No,
So,
it's
yeah.
fun. It's fun firing guns.
I get it. I get the appeal. I get the appeal.
Why you like doing it? It's fun.
I get the appeal for sure.
But yeah,
But anyways,
I'm not afraid someone's going to come take my rights away about it.
No, I
Not
don't. I don't get
not a
fired up.
Moron.
I don't get fired up like that. But I think it goes to show. It's so crazy though that politically, like wherever you're aligned, you're nervous about people judging you for like wanting to protect yourself if something bad
I
happened.
don't own a gun, but you know, I mean, I don't think we need fully automatic weapons. I don't
Yeah,
think you
no,
should be
no,
able to
no.
go to Walmart and buy a grenade.
No, for sure.
I think there should be limits
You
or
should-
regulations on these things.
You should go to Walmart and buy a stupid goat that eats fake
Right.
clothes.
Right. I don't think you
That's
should
what
be able to
Walmart
like.
was invented for.
I don't think you should be able
honestly.
to wake up on a whim and go, I'm gonna buy a shotgun today, and then be able to go buy the shotgun and have it and take it home. I think there
No.
should be some sort of
Process.
check done on you to make sure, if I have to take a test to drive a car, I should be somewhat
I
looked
get
at.
what you're saying about a whim, but what if you get in an argument with someone?
Right, yeah.
That's
if you're,
exactly
if you're
right.
angry at someone, yeah, and
you
you
should
want to
be
go,
able to get a
you should
gun
be able to go in that
instantly.
moment and kill them.
Yeah.
I agree.
But a whim should have 10 days.
Whim should have
No.
10 days, but not anger.
You guys are idiots. You guys are becoming grumpy old men.
I'm definitely fucking grumpy.
I'm not grumpy. I'm excited right now.
He's like, I've had a boner this entire show talking about guns. Sign me up. I think all men get grumpy as they get older.
Well, they said that, I guess, men, when they hit 40, they start getting lower testosterone, which can lead to being grumpy. And women, because there's a
Ooh,
hormone
so
swing.
technically,
There's a hormone swing.
you're not grumpy. You're bitchy.
I'm just bitchy.
This
and
is
then,
male bitchy
Right.
is grumpy.
and then women, when they hit
Got
their
it.
50s, they get lower estrogen. So they have the hormone swing in their 50s. And that's why we become these grumpy old people. Men it happens sooner with men.
I think with men, it's like, you start aging out of your sexual preference.
Yeah.
What?
And you start getting grumpy about it.
What?
Unless
I'm really
unless
attracted
you're
to
rich.
20-year-olds.
Unless you're rich or famous.
So people get cranky. So they see a decrease in testosterone or 40. Okay. And estrogen around 50. Okay, that makes sense. I have found, because I hate to say this.
What?
I'm actually like on the cusp of like perimenopause. And I feel like I may have
Yeah,
had.
you're at that age. You should be.
Don't
I just went through it with Tracy.
project that shit with me.
I'm not projecting. It's just science and
but
nature.
It's so humbling because no matter how young you feel, like your body is your body.
No, your body's aging.
Yeah, your body's gonna tell you
Are
exactly
you
how
getting hot
old you
flashes
are.
yet?
I think I had a hot flash, but I didn't know it was a hot flash, so I thought I was dying. It's whatever it was not fun.
No, it's not. They're miserable.
And it's so funny because doctors don't want to talk to you about it. They're all like, that'll make her angry. So they're just like, oh yeah, that looks scary. Let's run
Yeah.
some tests. Like I went through a battery of tests where I was like, I'm pretty sure. Now that I look back, I'm like, I'm pretty sure that was a hot flash.
Yeah, it's a hot flash.
Brutal. But I wasn't.
Because I'd be sitting there, I'd be laying in bed with Tracy, and the air would be on, it'd be like 68 degrees. It's like comfortable. I look over, and she's just like, just fucking like sweat. I'm like, oh, that sucks for you.
It's so crazy.
It just
though.
takes me longer to come.
Men have it so much easier. Because you only have really one hormone that's in charge of you.
Testosterone?
Yeah.
Testosterone?
Yeah. You have one hormone that's
Yeah,
in
but
charge.
when it starts lower and you fucking
What
feel
do
it.
you? I mean, if you're married, you have a lot more hormones that are in control of you. It's called the wife.
Oh, really?
I think. I don't know. I'm not married.
I love that Kate
Eddie?
is spouting this
You
knowledge,
kinda-
but he's like, I don't know from experience.
Take it, Eddie. You get in trouble. I'm sure your wife listens. Here, listen.
He saw my eyes dart across the room, was like, and back to you.
You take this.
Why do they call it?
Here's a grenade. I got it at Walmart.
Why do they call it peri? Why don't they just call it menopause?
Menopause?
It's because it's before. Menopause is not the problem.
But before
It's the
is
build-up to
It's the
menopause.
anytime
build-up to it.
before.
It's the build up to it.
Well, that's just called up until menopause.
Up until menopause does not
Menopause is
sound good.
once you're in menopause, that's when you're no longer fertile, right? Like
It's
that's when
not
everything
pause.
is.
It's stopped.
Yeah, it's minute stopped.
It's
minute stopped.
It's minute done.
I wonder if they call it because Perry is a male name and you hate it.
Yeah, Stephen Pause. It's called Stephen Pause.
Perry Mason, but perimenopause.
It's funny though because I was listening to something on the way here, and they were actually saying that it was a study that from a psychologist that I follow that they're saying that they found that creatine can actually help both men and women who are starting to go through hormonal changes
For low T and low E.
for low T and low E, but using a small dose of creatine is
Yeah.
actually like beneficial to help with like the depression and the hormonal changes, which I thought was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Do you take any of that stuff?
I take creatine.
You take creatine?
Yeah.
How much?
Spoonful in with my protein shake after I work out.
See, it's scary for women to take creatine though because like you can gain weight on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, if you're working out, you probably won't. If you're building muscle mass.
Remember when the home run thing was happening back in like the 90s.
Oh, so
And they were like,
McGuire.
We're on creatine. And everybody was like, I got to get on this creatine shit they're talking about.
How do you
this
spell
is
that creatine?
steroids.
How do you spell that?
That was when I feel like
Anabolic what? You spell with it starts with an A?
I feel
Creatine?
like that's when creatine really got like the mainstream popularity, where everybody was like, "Oh, I got to take my creatine."
Yeah, creatine got a big push back then because that's what they were lying about.
That did save baseball, though.
It did say baseball
But it ruined baseball.
at the same time. But that season and a half was fucking phenomenal.
You know, they broke a bunch of hollow records.
Well, before that you had because you had the strike.
No, are you one of those people that's like, they broke a bunch of records that these people back in the day set that were so like eight? You can't. When people are like, "Oh, well, Babe Ruth's the best to do," no, Babe Ruth could not hang in today.
Jen.
Yes.
Babe Ruth got the record, 60 home runs.
How many black people was Babe Ruth
30
playing against?
No, listen, 30, 0. 30
Zero. I rest my case.
No. But 30 years later, well into integration, took 30 years for Maris to hit
get it.
one more home run
Right.
over that. Then another 30 years goes by, and what do? They don't hit one home run. It's like
They
6
two
or
guys
7.
break it in the same year.
Yeah. And you know what's so annoying is like
But we needed that. I will
Yeah,
say
but
nobody
it saved
needed
baseball.
that.
But like it was to the point where like Brady Anderson, like the first, like a guy that never hit more than 20 home runs in a season, hit 50 for the Orioles. It was insane. It was ridiculous.
The
and all
Orioles
these
needed that.
dudes getting tumors and stuff.
Yeah.
Like Giambi getting a tumor on his eyelid at 28 years old.
Oh,
Right.
I don't remember that.
He was another guy that had like average, and then just exploded with the home runs.
Oh, I don't remember the tumor on the
But
eyelid.
so I'll just
That's
say
a little
this.
sus.
La Russa is a lying sack of dog shit because he was like, oh, well, I didn't see the guys taking steroids. I remember in 1989
Bash
when we were
Brothers.
watching baseball on a tube television that had like a resolution of like 60 pixels by 40 pixels. It was like 8-bit fucking
Yeah.
video games. And I remember watching that TV set going, those guys are just Canseco and McGuire are on steroids.
Yeah,
that
Bash
was
Brothers are definitely doing it.
89.
Damn.
And he's like, I mean, these dudes are parading around naked all the time. You mean to tell me you didn't know
These
they were on
fucking monster
steroids?
humans.
Are you kidding? The guys are worth millions of dollars and you don't know what goes in and out of them? It's fucking nuts.
It is wild. I've seen.
Made a lot of people a lot of money though. That's why
Yeah.
it happened.
Yeah, but it ruined baseball.
It did.
But so the strike ruined baseball.
Well, strike, and then Cal Ripken
then-
breaking the record kind of got us back, and then the home run thing took over, and then
Wasn't Cal Ripken the one where they had that like urban legend around
Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner?
Yeah,
Was that right?
that's the urban legend.
Remind me of it. What was the urban legend? Was it
From what I heard,
Kevin Costner was getting ready for
Cal
the
Ripken-
love of the game, right?
Cal Ripken had the streak going.
Yeah.
Right, and apparently, this is just the rumor that I heard. the
Have you heard this, Keita?
No.
Cal Ripken had a streak going, right? Like he was the Iron Man. He was getting ready to break the streak, and he was like,
Gehrig's record, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how many games short he was, but apparently he walked in on Kevin Costner and his wife and was
Because Kevin Costner was hanging around baseball a lot, getting ready
prepping
for the love of the game. Man,
What?
We're really killing
trying
it
to
today.
shut us up.
What does Kevin Costner boning his wife have to do with
Well, because he
the
wasn't
record?
going
He's
to show
method.
up for
He's
the
method.
game. Rob Ripken was so pissed he wasn't going to show up for the game, which would have ended the streak. And Baltimore didn't want to do that, and baseball didn't want to do that, so they had a power outage at the stadium that night
What?
to postpone the game.
Look it up.
Was Cal Ripken like religious? Like why didn't he want to see sex happening?
No, his wife.
His wife.
Oh,
His wife.
I'm like, he walks in.
Oh my God,
on-
I can't believe I saw sex. I can't play baseball
like,
now.
what? Who cares about that? Okay, that makes better sense.
His wife.
Keita's
Oh.
like, what? They're consenting adults? Keita!
This isn't my room.
That would
How'd I
cause.
walk into this room?
If that was me though, I'd want to get more hits
Right.
to someone's fucking head.
Yeah. But apparently he was so pissed he wasn't going to show up that night because he was dealing with that situation.
Oh.
So there was a power outage at the
Oh, I
park.
can imagine that tracks.
Oh,
So that way the streak continued.
oh my God.
Wow.
We're killing it. Put the sign somewhere else for
why
the
would he
day.
care about Kevin Costner having sex with his own wife?
I can't with you two. I can't.
Is he
with
religious or something?
I can't with you two.
That's amazing.
It was just the genuine.
He's a Mormon.
What is this?
He's Mennonite. I cannot see sex. The streak is over.
Whatever. I dated a Mennonite once.
Did
Really?
you? How long
Yes.
did that last?
2.5 years.
You didn't have sex for 2.5 years?
Oh no. I mean,
He wasn't a practicing Mennonite.
I
Oh,
was,
so-
I was basically breaking Amish.
So you turned him.
I think I was when they like get to go on their field trip to like the big city. He met me.
Rumspringa?
Whatever.
Rumspringa?
Yeah.
They
Is that
call
what
it?
it's called?
Yeah. When they take
I-
that trip and they go fucking do coke. Right? And then come
He
back
didn't
here and
do
be
that.
Amish. Then come back here and be Amish.
He didn't do that, but so he wasn't technically a Mennonite, but he was. But I like to
Was
say.
it like one for Halloween? Like,
but
what do
he,
you?
Yeah,
but
like
he
what-
grew up amongst Mennonites. Like he was from
So
Lancaster.
Mennonite adjacent.
Yeah,
I did too. I lived in Ohio. What do you mean?
but he definitely had. They definitely had some touches of Mennonite, like in terms of just the way they saw things and things like that.
So he was,
Like they
like,
were very
On the
anti.
spectrum, Mennonite?
Yeah, he was. Mennonite's a spectrum. Yes, for sure. But like, so like they believed in technology. You know, it's basically Mennonites are basically Amish with technology.
Right.
You know, but there was just some things that
They
like
didn't have any hang-ups with premarital sex or anything?
his family did. His family did. I would go and I would visit, and they'd be like, "Here's your room," and I'd be like,
Here's your chastity belt. Keep this on.
"Seriously?
Was it the haircut
Seriously? What?
that got you?
What do you mean?
Mennonite haircut.
Is there a Mennonite haircut?
Like they look like Sir Lancelot?
Yeah, the bowl. Look like He-Man.
Oh my god!
Did
Oh my
he have
god!
a bowl? Did he have a He-Man
Oh
haircut?
my god! That's a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did kind of have a.
Let's look it up.
He kind of had like.
Randy Quaid and the fucking
It
and
wasn't
Kingpin. That's what they look
It
like.
wasn't that bad. It wasn't that extreme.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But it was definitely.
He had bangs.
He had bangs. He had very. But this is back when Bieber was cool. So like I thought it was a Bieber thing.
It wasn't a Bieber thing. It wasn't a Bieber thing.
I thought it was a Bieber
No,
thing.
you were dating Prince Adam. That's amazing.
But yeah, his family was really weird about.
Did he look like this?
I feel personally attacked by this conversation.
Oh,
Looks just like
that's
Bieber.
him?
Looks just like Bieber.
I will find you guys a picture.
I'm gonna. What's the email of your editor?
My editor. What?
Yeah, this one's going right to her or him.
Oh no, but yeah, I it was interesting. I actually hid in Lancaster during the Favre stuff because I was like, no one's gonna look for me there.
No one would be
So
there.
I got picked up from the airport and I got drove to PA and I was so exhausted because of everything that was going on.
Were you still dating this Mennonite guy at this time?
I dated him throughout the entire
Favre thing?
Favre investigation. Yeah, during the investigation, I was with him. And that's a picture. Here, you want to see a picture?
Yeah.
Here you go.
Oh, he's got bangs, yeah.
Let me see, Jen.
They're not
I'm
as aggressive
He's
as...
a private citizen. I can't. I'll show you after the show.
Why did
but
you
I'll,
show
I'll
Eddie and
screen
not me?
grab it.
That's like,
I'll show you after the show.
okay.
But
Very
yeah,
like say that the picture you showed us had the wind been blowing.
Oh,
That's what
they
he
were
would
more sideswept, you know. But yeah, I remember I fell asleep. He picked me up at the airport. And we were going to see his family, and he picked me up. And I just know I woke up, and I woke up in the backseat of a car next to a horse and buggy, and I was like, "What the fuck drugs did I take?" Because I just
I went
wasn't.
back in time.
Now, there you're safe. You're safe in good old 1874. That's what it felt like. It felt like when Marty goes back to 1955.
Right.
Well, when he goes back and he goes even further back to save
The
Doc.
West,
Yeah, when he goes back and he meets his
1885.
great-great-grandfather or whatever. What is it?
Uncle.
1885?
Or, yeah, uncle or something like that.
Yeah, when he goes all the way back in time, that's what it felt like, for sure. Clara. Who the fuck is Clara?
He probably told Jen he was in a band of Mennonites. She probably thought he was a member of Creedence Clearwater Revival.
It's so interesting, though. So, like, all
CCR.
their food has, like, sauces.
What?
All their food has
What?
like sauces because the food is like incredibly dry. So they would have like all these sauces and
It's also
everything's like a casserole. They had a cake which I was like, oh, I recognize this. This looks edible.
This is the one thing that looks edible here.
Eddie, they iced a chocolate cake with peanut butter.
Oh my God.
Did you eat fry pies?
What's that?
It's like a I don't know what they're like fried. It's like a pastry thing with fruit in the middle. They're called fry pies. They're like, what were those things growing up? The pocket things, not hot pockets.
Pussies?
Yeah, pussy. It was called a pussy.
What are those things I had when I was
Wow.
growing up?
You know, something that's got a hole in the middle.
It's like, it's warm.
It's warm. Tastes like fruit. Really tart fruit. You know, you bite a strawberry, it's not ripe. That's what it tastes like.
Wow.
That got Keita quiet.
Never see fry
I
pies
fucked a
again
fry
the
pie
same.
once.
It was consenting. I don't even know where we were going with
I
this
don't either.
conversation, but
Well, we were still
Listen.
talking about you dating a
Oh,
Mennonite.
Mennonite
no,
dating.
I'm done with dating Mennonites.
food.
But I just wanted to let you know, yeah, it was a weird match. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it seems like it would be.
Eddie, what's the weirdest match you've had?
I mean, he's been with Tracy for so
I've been so
long.
Well,
long.
before Tracy.
Tracy and I are complete opposites, which is funny that we lasted so long because we're very different people. So she might be the weirdest match. Just because she's like, I mean, she's very type A. She's very organized, very like, very not rigid, but just like, I get type A. She's a type A person.
Yeah.
And I'm very just
Go with the flow.
whatever. Like I just whatever. And so
Isn't that just called being a dude?
it might be, but I know because
Kind of sounds like being defeated.
I'm very defeated.
Keita's actively trying to get you in a fight.
I was very defeated before I met her. But my son's kind of type A. He's very much like her.
Yeah.
So I think there are dudes that are type. I mean, it's not being a dude, just being like I'm just fucking whatever. So we're very
No.
different people, but we made it work.
That was probably the strangest match that I think I've had. I mean, no, I take that back. It's definitely not. It's definitely not. There's definitely some in my dating history where I was like, what the fuck was that, Jen? Where I'm like, what were we doing? We were just accepting the bare minimum. We were like,
Details.
no, we were just like,
Details.
oh, he likes us. That's all it takes.
Really? That's all it takes?
Sometimes, yeah. If you catch me when I'm sad enough,
Right?
that's fine. You'll do.
You just like me?
I mean, it was that or whatever the hell those pocket things were that Keita was talking about.
Fry pies. Fuck a fry pie.
Oh, but what were we even talking about?
don't even
This has
know.
gone so off the rails. Oh, did you see this thing
Yeah.
with? You don't even know what I'm going to say.
I'm
That is such a
agreeing to move
dude
the show
thing.
forward.
That's just such a dude thing
Yeah,
to do.
I know what you're talking about.
I know you don't give a shit about anything having to do with celebrity stuff, but MGK and
MGK.
you know who that is?
No.
Machine Gun Kelly.
Oh, okay. I didn't. I've never heard him through his MGK.
You didn't know
Marjorie
his.
Taylor Greene.
Not even the right letters. Not even the
am-
right
I'm
letters.
dyslexic, okay?
Yeah.
I've never
So-
heard him called MGK before.
Yeah, MGK,
Okay.
Machine Gun Kelly,
Okay.
and Megan Fox had a baby,
Okay.
and they posted something about like she's here, our celestial seed.
Ew.
Yeah, but people thought because of that post that they had named their baby
Celestial
seed, and they had to come out and correct it and be like, "No, guys, we didn't name our kid
We didn't name our celestial seed.
celestial seed. Like we were just saying, she is our celestial seed."
Yeah. Which is worse
Was there ever? How did you guys come up with Colton's name?
because neither one of us knew a Colton.
Is that all it took?
We made lists of names we liked, and then
What was the craziest reason a name got kicked off the list?
probably people you dated before. Probably people
Was there
like
any of that?
celebrities you didn't like.
You guys have been together for so long.
Yeah, but you're trying to think of like names because that name is you're gonna use that name for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
That name is that's gonna be the most important thing in your life for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
What you name that baby.
Yeah.
So it has to be a name where it's got nothing attached to it in any way. And we didn't want like a weird celebrity name because we also have to think, okay, this person has to live with this name for the rest of their life, right? So you don't want them to be saddled with something that they're like, I got to change this or
You
go by
don't
a
want
nickname.
the kid that's in the class where the teacher looks at the name and goes,
Yeah,
because they can't even spit it out.
Fucking say it right away, like And I'm named after my dad. My dad's Edwin. I'm Edwin. I'm like, oh, why'd you do that? Like, why'd you fucking?
Edwin is different.
But I go by Eddie because who wants to go by?
Yeah,
Edwin?
but most people probably assume that it's Edward.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. But like when you're naming your kid, you got to like, okay, you don't want anything attached to it.
Keita, where'd your name fucking come from?
Well,
Is this a stage name, first of all?
it is a stage name.
Okay. So you made this
Matthew's
shit up. That makes
no,
sense.
No, I didn't make it up. Matthew's my first name.
Okay.
Keita and Mascara are my parents' last names.
Uh-huh.
So I put them together.
Okay.
No one else.
That's cool.
No one else on the planet has that name.
No.
I was just wondering. I was like, 'cause
Like
that's
I
like
never have to take Keita Mascara 5 as a
on
Gmail.
Instagram.
profile
On Instagram,
name.
yeah. That's smart.
And people either remember it or they remember that they forget it, but they don't just forget it.
Do people,
Matthew's such a
do people
boring-ass
mispronounce it all the
fucking name.
time?
All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that frustrate you?
You know.
Well, Matthew means gift from God.
Does
Well,
it?
Yeah.
Do people really?
I don't know why.
Do people really look up what baby names mean?
Probably.
They did in Honora last night.
What are you? You were really?
I
You
watched
really
that
are
film.
on this
Really
movie.
pushing this Lenora thing.
No, I'm not pushing it. It was I did not enjoy it. No, what pisses
Jennifer.
me off about the naming thing. My parents were hippies,
Baby name.
are hippies, and they went through this Jesus Christ superstar phase
Right.
and named instead of
So you're
like,
Matthew from the Bible?
Yeah, they're not even religious. And we had literally, I have an uncle Constantine. My grandfather's name is Rocco. We have a Giuseppe. We have, I mean,
My
all these
grandpa's name is
badass
Rocco.
fucking
Right,
names.
like great fucking names. And you're Matthew.
I mean, even Rosalia, my aunt, you could have named me after my aunt. It would have been better than Matthew.
How long have you gone by Keita?
Probably like 15 years.
Okay. So
Okay.
when you grew up as Matthew, you didn't like.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't protest when I was like 5
Right.
and say fuck it.
Well, I was always Ed. I always grew up. I went up by Eddie my whole life. And
Okay.
then for there was a stage there when I was a teenager. People called me Ed.
Ew.
That's just what people call
You're
you.
too young to be an Ed's.
not an Ed.
Ed's a man.
But
an
I was
old
Eddie
man's
up
name.
until I was a teenager. Then I was Ed for a while, and then I moved out here. I was like, no one knows me here. Call me Eddie. Like
Eddie.
it was just Eddie.
Eddie.
So
Because Eddie's your friend.
Eddie's a good guy.
Ed's the weird
Eddie's
neighbor.
solid.
Ed's the weird
Ed's
neighbor.
the mechanic.
Yeah.
You know what's You know what's weird though about the. So my brothers are Mark and Michael. And my dad's Paul.
Yeah.
We all answered. When I was growing up, there were like 10 other Matthews.
Yeah.
So you'd go by your last name.
Yeah.
That was the worst.
And so I was always Keita, but so was my brother, 2 brothers, and my dad.
Yeah.
So if we're all as a family walking around in Columbus and someone screams out Keita, all 4 of us
Turn
turn
around.
around.
I
Just so dumb.
I just looked up what my name means, and I am concerned.
What does your name mean?
So I looked it up, and it says
Jennifer?
Woman with axe.
Jennifer. It's a modern variation of the Welsh name Gwennifer,
Gwennifer.
which means fair one or white wave.
Oh, the White Wave. That could have been your wrestling name if you made it through Diva training. Oh,
I'm not. No, I wouldn't have been big enough.
you could have been the White Wave.
No,
Is White Wave like your
awful,
Truth Social
awful.
name?
Exactly. No, it's
Oh,
awful.
Edwin means wealth friend.
Wealth.
Friend. Wealth dash friend. Wealth, good fortune. An old English friend.
Man, they didn't really nail that one.
No, they didn't. Not the wealth part.
I
I'll
don't
be a good
feel-
friend for you,
You're a great friend. You're my best friend.
but I wouldn't be.
It's
I'm
so
not wealthy.
funny because my people tried to call me Jenny for a hot minute, but people called me Jenny because it was an insult back in the day.
Really? Why?
Yeah. Remember what was really popular back in the
Jenny?
late 90s?
Forrest Gump, really?
No,
Oh,
not that. Jen A, but no,
Jenna.
after that,
Jennifer Lopez?
no. When you're going through puberty, one of the worst things you could get called was fat as a girl.
Oh, Jenny Craig?
Jenny Craig.
Oof.
Jenny Craig. Yep. And I was like, nope.
Nope.
You guys
Jennifer.
are cruel. I am Jennifer. And then I started going by Jen. Now people call me, if I get called Jennifer, I'm usually in trouble.
When you were on sports, though, did they call you Sturger?
I never played sports.
Oh.
Ever. But I do get...
When you were boxing,
I
did
get
they
called, but
call
much like
Sturger?
you, much like you, when I was growing up, there were so many Jennifers because it was a huge name in the
Yeah.
80s, you know? So they call me Sturge.
Sturge.
It was Sturger and then Sturge. So Sturge is usually what I get called. This looks like a Sturge, right?
You should do a show called The Three Sturgers, comedy show.
No, absolutely not. I feel
The
like I'm
Three
on the Three
Sturgers.
Sturges right now.
That is such a good
Yeah, it could be a
idea.
character
Why,
piece. It
why,
could be
would,
3 different characters.
why would you
It's
shoot
like a
that down?
one-woman
That's such
show.
a gift.
The 3 Sturgers.
You guys are on one.
You could be like you could be your perimenopause person. You could be your person that dated
Eddie,
the
do you
Mennonite.
feel my eyeballs burning through you right now?
Yeah,
You could be
because
the
the
one with the
Mennonite,
guns.
the Mennonite had the Mo Howard haircut.
That's right.
I hate you guys.
You could have a Mo Howard.
I hate you guys. Truly. Truly.
Huh.
Today's been a day.
It has been a
Eddie,
day.
let's just go.
time.
Oh, if we didn't put money in our meters, I hope we didn't get tickets.
Well, Eddie was smart enough
I
not to
parked down
park
in
on
the
the
neighborhood.
meter.
Oh, fuck.
All right, let's get out of here so we can check it just in case. I play Florida Man Friday. I read Jen Sturgeon 3 Florida Man headlines, 2 real, 1 fake. She tells me what is the fake Florida Man headline, and Keita is playing along. Here we go. Florida man stunned to learn he's not a U.S. citizen after voting paying taxes for over 60 years. Florida man calls 911 to brag about how fast his car is, then gets pulled over. Florida man sues Dunkin' Donuts over injuries following toilet explosion.
I think it's the second one.
Those are 3 Florida man headlines. One of those is fake.
I think it's the second one.
You think the second one's fake? Okay.
I say
Yeah.
one is fake.
You say one's fake? Your winner and Miss Florida, Jen Sturger,
Woo!
gets
This
it
is a
right.
walk-off.
Wait, you were
Eddie,
Miss Florida?
No. Oh, my God. Eddie, close out the show. I got to make sure I didn't get tickets.
Thank you guys. You catch Jennifer Sturger at Jennifer Sturger on all the socials. JenniferSturger.com. You catch me, Eddie Pence, at EddiePence.com or at Eddie Pence on all the socials. For me, Jen, and Keita. That's our show.
Keita Mascaro.
Keita Mascaro.
At KeitaMascaro.com.
At Keita Mascaro. Not Matthew. Bye.